Hey Guillermo, what's this all about?
Hi John,
Looks
how's
very
it going?
exciting.
Well, yeah, this is the Sanford Rent and Development Forecast game. It's an interactive tool for people to see what the effect of the rent increase or not and development expenses will have in our finances, short, mid and long term, basically.
Okay, so along the bottom we've got all these years.
That's the years.
What's the black and white like?
The black is the past. The line between black and white, that's the present.
So this,
and the white is the future.
So this 2019.
That's the cash that we have at the moment, or at the beginning of this year. As you are pointing, the most important thing, as you can read in the goals, is basically the blue line. That is the cash in our bank account, and we don't want that to ever go below this dotted line, which is the threshold we should always keep, just in case, to be safe, to have enough money in our funds.
Okay,
yeah.
just in case. So the blue is the cash, and these other wiggly lines?
The red line is our expenses, and the green line is our income. And as you can see, since the red one is on top of the green one for a while, that's the difference, which makes the blue line gradually go down a bit too much in this case, but we'll look at that now.
Okay, so the main thing is I can see on the right hand side, wait, what's that?
If whenever you hover over a blue cell, basically some little notes about what it is a bit more in detail and an extra bit of help you have. But basically just play around and see how you go. Okay. You can move the sliders and you can put amounts of money on the yellow boxes. That is. So
when I'm moving these, the lines are changing over here, right?
Yes, that is the type of development that you have with the very rough estimate of the expenses.
So this says we're running out of money straight away. We can't afford anything.
Not with the current settings that you have, to pay for it. You could put grants, you could ask for a mortgage, you could increase the rent.
That's all this stuff.
That's all the stuff under the line paying for it.
If we don't have any grants or mortgages, we can't afford it. But if we put in some grants, we can see what happens.
Yeah, put some grants, see what happens.
Or change the start date.
That could change too, but not too much, as you can see.
I see. So it's just
delaying.
So this big red spike is the cost of the project, is it?
That is the cost of the project you have currently selected.
So that's even higher.
That's even higher. Yeah.
Let's do the cheap option to start.
The cheap option, 600,000.
Doesn't sound very cheap to me, mate.
Oh well, it's all relative, really.
Okay, and that 600 that's how much a cheap one will cost?
That's how much more or less a cheap one would cost. I mean, this is all estimates, and this is based on very rough numbers. You cannot predict the future, but it's just very general idea what things could cost.
So that's £25,000 I'm putting in.
Okay, that doesn't do much, does it? Delete it a second, just to see what difference it makes. Yeah, it makes a little difference, but not much. I mean, you've put 250,000. That makes a little bit more of a difference.
Well,
but still, that's just one big lump that you can still not compensate for the future.
So that is not gonna make the red go any smaller, but it's making the green go higher. Is that
yes, of course, which makes the difference less, which means the blue doesn't go down as much.
So I can put another grant in. Let's say only 100,000. Just only 100,000. So then when I click enter, it should make the green go even higher, right?
Yeah. It makes the second one go even higher because the second grant, if you hover over the box, it will tell you that we've set it up so that it comes a year after.
Okay. And then what about the mortgage? That's money I borrow from the bank.
Yes.
And I can choose the percentage.
Yeah. The slider here chooses the in 20% brackets. It chooses how much you borrow, up from 0 to 60%. So 0 is no mortgage.
I don't run out of money so soon then?
You don't run out of money as soon, but you will delay it, and at the same time, since you have to pay for the mortgage, you make the actually blue line go down even more steeply.
And that's those little purple blocks here?
Yes, that's the expense from the mortgage payments.
Okay. So this red line, the total expenses, is made up of these blocks here.
Yeah, plus
the rest of
plus core costs. This is just major works, the red one, cyclical works, the orange one, and then the purple one is the mortgage for this project.
So in the goal it says I shouldn't let the cash go below 150,000.
Exactly, which is the yellow dotted line.
So the only other thing I can do is change the rent.
Exactly.
How does that work then?
This first slider is how much of a rent you change, and this one is set so that every year you have that increase. As you move it, you see what a monthly rent increase that would be. So you have now set it up as 1.6%, 60%, which is 4.62 monthly rent rise every year. So every year the rent would go up by 4.62 pounds.
Okay. So that would be 2% a year.
2% a year, which is
so
£5.70.
£5.78 a month. Like in the first year, it would cost £5.78 a month more. In the next year,
Each
like
year, it would be an extra
another
£5.78
£5.78 on the top. Another five. Okay. So it all adds up over time. But in this particular setup, we don't run out of money yet. And can I just imagine that this means we're going to definitely run out of money here, like 2038 or something, wherever that is?
Well, if everything goes according to this projection, yes. Again, it's very estimate, but yeah, according to these numbers, you would go down 2040 or something like that.
Okay, but I should remember it's just an estimate. Is that what you're saying?
Of course,
like,
yes. It's
it might not happen like this.
It's just an estimate, yes. And of course, the farther in the future you look at, the less likely it is that this projection will be accurate.
Okay, so it's more like this side that I should care more about is like up to 2030 or something.
Yeah, and it's also to see how these different elements interact with each other in terms of what they do to each other. That is the more important thing.
So I can just play around with it and try, okay, what if I have less mortgage?
Yeah,
what
exactly.
if I do?
So you see, if you have less mortgage,
if
you have less mortgage, you have less money, you are closer to the yellow dot line, but the steep of the blue line is not as steep, or the slope is not as steep.
So if I don't use a mortgage, maybe as long as I got a bit more of a grant here, I'd be okay.
Yeah, in theory, yeah.
So in theory, let's just say someone wants to give us £500,000, we'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And this is much less, and this blue line is much less steep.
Because we just need to find a millionaire and we'll be fine, yeah?
Whatever way you get.
Cool. Thanks, Guillermo. So people can find this on the website.
Yeah, it's going to be on the cloud.
Yeah.
We'll provide the links. We'll also provide the file on Facebook page as well, so you just share it with your housemates. And yeah, have fun. It's great fun, isn't it?
It looks great, yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.